Abbie Noel Campbell's journey is a testament to breaking barriers in a world that tried to hold her back. Born in 1918 in the heart of Alabama, she was raised in a household where perseverance was more than a lesson. It was a way of life. Her father, Thomas Monroe Campbell, a trailblazer himself, traveled the rural South, teaching modern farming techniques to struggling farmers under the Department of Agriculture. Her mother, Anna Ayers, nurtured their home with wisdom. Abbie's path was set against the backdrop of a society where both race and gender posed formidable obstacles. Yet she refused to be confined by those limits. She enrolled at Tuskegee Institute, where she absorbed the values of discipline, knowledge, and service. At a time when African American women were expected to remain in the shadows, Abbie Noel Campbell stepped into the light, carving a place for herself in the U.S. military and proving that no barrier was unbreakable. Abbie graduated from Tuskegee in 1940, and for a time, she worked as a junior high school teacher in Cartersville, Georgia. Despite her promising teaching career, she soon felt a call to serve her country during World War II. This decision was not made lightly, and her journey into military service would not only alter her life, but also pave the way for future generations of women, particularly African American women, to break through the barriers of military service. On July 16, 1942, Abbie Campbell enlisted in the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps, which would later become the Women's Army Corps. She joined a select group of women who were tasked with supporting the war effort in a variety of roles, including clerks, cooks, and telephone operators. The challenges these women faced, especially those of African descent, were immense. The military at that time was still deeply segregated, and the idea of black women serving as officers was unheard of. Nevertheless, Campbell's dedication and determination led her to a prominent role in the 6,888 Central Postal Directory Battalion. The 6,888 Central Postal Directory Battalion, or the 6,888, was one of the most significant all-black units in the military during World War II. Though primarily composed of African American women, the battalion also included Puerto Rican and Hispanic women, hailing from 26 different locations across the United States. The unit's mission was to address the severe backlog of mail that had accumulated in Europe during the war. By 1945, the military had an overwhelming amount of correspondence that had not been delivered to soldiers overseas. These letters, packages, and parcels were critical to the morale of the troops, who were often stationed in dire conditions far from home. The battalion was led by Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams, one of the first black women to serve as an officer in the Women's Army Corps. Abbie Campbell served as the executive officer of the battalion, a role that required both leadership and organizational skills. The two women had joined the Army together and had become close friends during their service. When the news arrived that the 6,888 would be deployed overseas, Campbell's excitement was palpable. This was an opportunity to not only serve her country, but also to prove that black women were capable of leadership and excellence in the military. The 6,888's first assignment took them to Birmingham, England in early 1945. Upon arrival, the women were met with a daunting task, sorting through an enormous backlog of undelivered mail, estimated at over 17 million pieces. These letters and packages, meant for American troops stationed across Europe, had been piling up for months in dark, unheated warehouses. Many envelopes were damaged, improperly labeled, or missing key delivery details, making their job even more difficult. Despite the harsh working conditions, the women of the 6,888 worked in shifts around the clock, operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They developed an efficient system to identify and reroute lost mail, ensuring that soldiers on the front lines received long-awaited letters from loved ones. Through their dedication and teamwork, they completed in just 3 months what was originally expected to take at least 6. Following their success in Birmingham, the battalion was sent to Rouen, France, to clear yet another massive backlog of mail. By September 1945, with their mission accomplished, the 688 was disbanded. Abbie Campbell and her fellow officers returned home, having played a crucial role in boosting the morale of American troops. However, despite their extraordinary achievements, their contributions remained largely unrecognized for decades. After the war, Abbie returned to Alabama, where she built a life dedicated to service. On October 21, 1951, she married Arthur Abraham Mitchell, and together they had 2 sons. She spent many years working at the Tuskegee Veterans Administration Medical Center, remaining an active and devoted member of her community. As a trailblazer for Black women in the military, her legacy continued to inspire generations to come. Abbie's story is significant, not only for her contributions to the military, but also for the broader implications of her service. Her work with the 688 Central Postal Directory Battalion highlights the critical role that African American women played in the success of the Allied forces during World War II. The contributions of these women have often been overlooked in the history of the war, but their efforts were crucial to the success of the military and to the morale of the soldiers they served. In addition to her work in the military, Abbie's story also speaks to the challenges faced by African American women in a society that often marginalized both their race and gender. Despite these challenges, Abbie demonstrated immense resilience and determination. She rose to the occasion when called upon to serve her country, and in doing so, she became a role model for future generations of women, particularly women of color. Abbie Noel Campbell's legacy is a testament to the power of perseverance and the impact of breaking down barriers. Her contributions to the military and to society at large are a reminder of the importance of recognizing the often overlooked contributions of women, particularly Black women, to the history of the United States. Her life is a testament to the strength of character and the determination to succeed despite the odds. Through her service and dedication, Abbie helped to change the course of history for African American women in the military, paving the way for future generations to follow in her footsteps. Abbie's passing on July 2nd, 2007, marked the end of an era, but her legacy lives on. She was laid to rest in Tuskegee, Alabama, where she had spent much of her life. Her contributions to the military and to her community continue to be remembered, and her story serves as an inspiration to those who strive to break barriers and make a difference in the world. If you want to learn more about the incredible story of the 688, check out our full playlist. Just click the playlist link on this video or in the description below. You can also find more videos on our channel all about their mission and impact. And if you like this video and know someone in the military, please share it with them. Thank you for watching.